Welcome to One Question at a Time, the TSI series. Question number 216. Kelly has in her saving account $300 more than Jim. Between Kelly and Jim, they have $2,100 saved. How much money had Jim saved? So if we call Kelly is letter K, what Kelly have is K, and what Jim have is J, we will have K plus J that equal 2,100. Right here, K and is at, Jim is J, they have, so that equal. Now we have Kelly has 300 more, which is mean 300 more mean at J, so Kelly has equal K equal 300 at J. Okay, so that's the relationship, and they're asking what Jim have. So K is 300 at J, so we can plug in, instead of K, we plug in 300 at J, because K equal that amount. So I will have 300 at J, okay, that is Kelly amount, and then we add J, that is Jim amount, equal 2,100. So if we simplify this one, we will have right here is 2J, okay, and we subtract 300 both sides, so that we try to isolate 2J. Subtract 300. Okay, so on the left hand side is cancel the 300. Now on the right hand side is 1,800. Now we divide both sides by 2, so that we know the amount of Jim has is $900. So C is the correct answer. So for this questions, we can say, we can drawing, so K have that much money, okay, and then J have that much money, okay, and we know the difference between them because K is more than J 300, so see this amount right here, that is 300. So if we're talking about 2K, if we have 2K, okay, so if it's 2K, that will be equal $2,100 and 300. Okay, so K, if we divide both sides by 2, then you will have K equal 2,400 divided by half is 1,200. How I know that? So let me highlight the part, okay? So this one is the first piece. That piece is the same as J piece right here. I label it number 1. And then the piece number 2 right here is 300. You see that if we have 2k, mean you will have k at j, which is mean 2 pieces of number 1, 2 pieces of number 1. You add 2 pieces of number 2. You see that, right? Which is this piece. If I highlight like this, the purple one, that is, if that j will be the same as k, then you have 2k. To be able to James to have the same amount of Kelly, we have to add j with the amount of j have with 300. Okay, we also can thinking about if you take k at j is 2, k at j is 2 piece of number 1, add 1 piece of number 2, right? So if you subtract that by the piece of number 2, both sides, which just means you subtract 300 both sides, you will have 2 pieces of j will be 2100, subtract 300, okay, and it's just as we solving divide both sides by 2, we have this one is 900. By drawing it out, I can tell like that without using the relationship, and I have to use the equation to solve, but I use the visualize how it look to solve for it. So the smaller amounts will be the sum of the two, subtract the difference of the two, then divide by 2. Okay, so it means j, you know that have the smaller amount, so j will be equal the sum of 2 numbers. Okay, so k at j is 2100. You subtract the difference between them is 300, and then you divide by half. This is $900. And to find the bigger numbers, and we know Kelly has more money than Jim, so we take the sum of 2 numbers, we add the difference of the 2 numbers, and then we divide by half. That is $1,200. So this one basically they give you the sum of 2 numbers k and j that equal 2,100, and then they give you the difference between k and j, so k minus j that equal 300. How you know that k minus j is 300? It's because based on this relationship, right, you can subtract j both sides. Then you see that k minus j is 300. And this one we call is smaller numbers. And this one we call to find the bigger numbers. Okay, we take the sum minus the difference, divide by half. Sum, add the difference, divide by half. Okay, sum, divide, subtract the difference, divide by half. You got the smaller numbers. Okay, the bigger numbers, you take the sum, you add the difference, and then you divide by half, then you got the bigger numbers. So this type of question is kind of like given the sum and the difference between two numbers, then you can find it easy. Thank you for participating in this series and see you next time.